What's up guys, welcome to the Chess Giant. This is Solomon Riddell, and in today's video we're going to be analyzing a dangerous chess opening trap against the Sicilian Defense. How exactly does the Sicilian Defense start off? Well, we as white began with e4, and against the Sicilian Defense we go with the main idea of knight f3 and breaking through in the center of the board. And more times than not, you're going to see black take this pawn on d4, in which we take back with knight. And one of the main options in the Sicilian defense type systems is g6. This has been utilized by none other than Magnus Carlsen, the accelerated dragon variation. And the whole idea is to activate this bishop on f8, bring it to g7, and put some pressure on the center of the board. This bishop can be especially useful and powerful if white castles queenside, but we are not afraid of this move and are simply going to play knight c3. And if bishop g7, black now has two attacking pieces on our knight on d4, and we only have one defender, which happens to be a queen. So we're now going to play bishop e3, both protecting the knight and also beginning to launch an English attack type game. And after knight f6, play bishop c4 in Sozin attack type fashion. I mean, you just can't get any more aggressive than this, guys, against the Sicilian Dragon, with our bishops on e3 and our bishop on c4. And after a move like castling kingside from black, we're going to continue with bishop to b3. Now I think here black's best options are probably a move like d6, protecting the e5 square, or maybe even a5, looking to expand on the queen side of the board. But let's take a look at what happens if knight a5 is played. This can be a very tempting move for black. I really don't recommend it, but I can see why black would want to play this. In fact, multiple masters and grandmasters have played this move, and the whole idea is to get rid of our bishop on b3. This bishop on b3 is very active and strong, putting pressure on the f7 pawn. So here black is like, okay, play knight f5, take the bishop, get rid of one of white's main attacking pieces, and try to go into the endgame with an advantage. But here, we're not really afraid of knight a5, because by playing knight a5, black just gave up the e5 square, and we can now play e5 attacking the knight on f6. If knight h5 is played, we just continue with g4, and the knight would be trapped. It can't come back to f6, and the f4 square is just defended by the bishop. And on top of that, the d5 square and e4 squares are protected by our knight on c3. So if black wants to run away with this knight, the only real option is knight to e8. But against knight e8, we now have a beautiful idea with bishop takes f7 check. Absolutely amazing move. And it really doesn't matter what black plays. Black could play king h8, rook takes f7, or even king takes f7. But no matter what black does, our next move is going to be knight e6. And as y'all can see, the queen on d8 is trapped. We're also protecting the c7 and b6 squares. And if d takes e6, we simply take the queen and we have a winning position. So oftentimes black will play king takes f7 so that king takes e6 is available. And yes, guys, black is ahead 2 pieces for only a pawn. We just gave up a bishop followed by a knight, but because of this, we now have a huge attacking edge, and this position is completely winning after queen d5 check, forcing the king to f5, and then g4 check, again forcing the king out. This is not what you want in a chess game if you're black, having your king on g4 at move 13 in this game. And now we're going to get our rook involved, attacking the king on g4. And black has some different options. I mean, if king f5, we simply have a mate in 1. If king h3 or king h5, we can just bring this queen to g2, and the game's about to be over the next move. And if king h4, I mean, there's so many ways to checkmate this king, but the quickest is bishop g5, followed by queen d1. And the only move here for black is rook f3, in which we simply take the rook, and now we see checkmate at move 17 in this game. I do want to mention that knight e8 is not black's only move. In fact, I think the best move for black is actually playing knight takes b3. This is really the only option, and I still think that white is completely winning after the move e takes f6. We're not taking this knight, but taking the knight on f6, and if bishop takes f6, we simply take the knight on b3, and we're going to be ahead a piece for the rest of this game. And if knight takes a1, snatching off the rook, we can take that bishop, and yes, black can take our c2 pawn, and after queen takes c2, play king takes g7, and here black is technically up material. Black is up 1 point, but we have a crushing attack here with this queen d2 idea, really trying to take control of the dark squares, specifically bishop h6 with a check is the immediate threat, attacking the king and then taking the rook on f8. And if a move like king g8 is played, we can simply continue with bishop h6, And after rook e8, castle kingside, go with f4, looking to play f5, break this game open. And if you plug this into any computer program, it's going to tell you that white is completely winning this position. There's just really no defenders protecting the king on g8. We have a very active rook supporting this f4 pawn push, an active bishop on h6, two knights that are about to get more involved, and a queen that can very easily sneak into the king's territory. If you'd like to learn more about the Sozin or Fischer-Sozin attack, click the video to the left. If you'd like to explore more chess openings in general, click the playlist to the right. Leave a comment to let me know what other videos you'd like to see covered on this channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.